high-profile trials and murder cases to watch in 2024. We make our way into the new year, expecting the top trials already scheduled for 2024 and other high-profile instances. Number 5. Lori and Chad Debble. Two people were accused of many murders. In 2019, the world learned the names Chad and Lori Vallow Debble when Ty Ryan, 16, became Lori's sixth child. 7-year-old JJ Vallow was reported to have been absent for months, but the extended family reported kids were gone, giving kids over to authorities. Chad and Lori departed Idaho for Hawaii, where they married 2 weeks after Chad's wife's death. First, Tammy Debble, Lori, was arrested on charges of child abandonment. Months later, Chad was detained when investigators found remains of Tyre and JJ's jailhouse on his property. It recorded the minutes before Chad's arrest for telling Lori investigators visited his house. "Hello, are you?" "Yes." Lori and Chad were accused of murdering JJ Tyre, and Tammy initially planned to attempt together, but failed. Lori's case was tried. April 2023 saw a sweep. Guilty judgments as Lori Nairn Vallow not guilty or first murder of Kelly Ryan admits guilt to Lori Nairn Vallow, not guilty or first. 3 Joshua Jackson Vallow murders. Answer not guilty Lori Nairn Vallow guilty or conspiring first Tamara murder Tammy D responds guilty. Next is Chad's trial for killings prosecutors say extreme ideology motivates him. Religious views some held possessed by zombies and needed to remove or kill the couple even asked friends for help scheme. When police were originally seeking Tyre, JJ, Lori, and Chad, told investigators JJ was with them. Family friend Melanie Give recorded a telephone call. Give explains becoming provocative to me or recording this chat for the whatever police or what. Your call's purpose, but with all my heart and forever, I'll always appreciate your phrases. But if you love me, I wouldn't have informed cops I had G. That's not what a friend does. It makes me appear odd. That's unsafe for me. Doesn't look nice. You had to consider my well-being if you love. I did what I felt. I did what the Lord told me. I appreciate and love anything to hurt you, and can validate everything by my Lord and CL conscious. I understand clearly what's happening. I believe Lori, and I believe that you were extremely duped. I think Satan fooled you. Just don't believe that your approach is right. I just mean Tammy. Your hubby died, and then he missed it just then. Seems like a bad plan throughout. Gibb testified regarding Lori's trial, explaining the couple's zombie theory. Also, Lori's ex-husband's possession of Charles Vallow was something dark. The body was still alive, and another creature, or spirit, inhabited it. Do you remember what she said? Whether the other spirit is evil spirit entity is expelled, what would happen to the body? The first time they thought they could cast out this first spirit that took over Charles's body was named Ned. That spirit left, so had no idea how it worked. So, they trusted Ned left. They'd see that Charles remained. They would then come up with another concept, which may be spirit. They try another name. That spirit was the one that took over his body. Charles Vallow was shot and killed by Lori's late brother Alex Cox back in 2019. Following her trial in Idaho, Lori was extradited to Arizona to face charges in connection with Charles's death. Chad remains in Idaho awaiting his coming trial. Number 4. Adam Montgomery. Adam Montgomery, my upcoming trial to refute those offensive claims. Another father charged in the murder of a child is New Hampshire's Adam Montgomery, who's accused of killing his daughter, 5-year-old Harmony. Harmony hasn't been seen since 2019 when her father Adam gained custody, but her disappearance wasn't reported until years later in 2021. That's when the New Hampshire Division of Children, Youth, and Families drew attention to the case. In 2021, Montgomery's uncle reported to police that he hit Harmony, who was last seen with a black eye before she went missing. Adam Montgomery was later charged with assault and endangering the welfare of a child. Harmony's stepmom, Kayla Montgomery, was charged with theft by deception for allegedly collecting food stamps for Harmony, even if she was no longer living with the couple. When you lived at the 77 Guilford Street address, who did you live with there? Oh, it was myself, Adam, Seamus, Dean, and Harmony. For the first few years of her life, Harmony was in Massachusetts custody, Child and Family Department. But when her father, a New Hampshire resident, gained custody in 2019, the system stopped following her case. Eventually, the investigation switched from a missing persons case to what police believe was a homicide. Authorities now allege Adam Montgomery killed Harmony by hurting her head in December 2019. In October 2022, he was charged with second-degree murder. Montgomery was tried in June 2023. Convictions for multiple weapons, firearms charges. He was sentenced to up to 65 years in prison. He planned to travel to trial again in February 2024. This time for Harmony's murder. Have talked the evidence and conversed freely amongst the jurors. We are still unable to reach a unanimous decision. 2024 won't be the Montgomery or Jamal's first trial. Demonic Rare U, Melly retried after his first trial resulted in a Mysterio 2023. So what? Simply declare trial try. Melly faces 2 charges of first-degree murder. Like Cami Henry WB Band, the state says they killed 2 others. Christopher Thomas, 19, also age 21, and known as U Juvie. Anthony Williams, USAC. Shazer prosecutors claim victims were additionally U members. Claim surveillance footage puts both victims, Borton and Melly. They say Melly was murdered that night. Committed gang-related crime, violence, and witness. Pictures you'll see in videos of defendants doing something called showing a group by stacking affiliation and broadcasting it to the world. Not just music vids, not simply lyrics. Since we won't discuss that it's artistic expressiveness, we're not here for that. Today we're here because the defendant murder too. Although it's a different defense from Melly's squad that claims the rapper has no motive murder his closest buddies, yet you know what needs to motivate a young man to wake up day and decides to kill 2 of his best buddies, his childhood best friends. He hangs out with his best pals, he lives with friends he wanted to help professionally launch beside him own. Number 3. Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone, we make our way into the new year, expecting the top trials already scheduled for 2024 and other high-profile instances. In Florida, where accused killer Sarah Boone is accused of killing her boyfriend by leaving him in a suitcase to die in 2020. Chilling cell phone video from Boone's perspective shows the suitcase and 44-year-old George Torres Jr. pleading for his release. You Sarah, stupid, Sarah, that's my name, don't wear it out. Boone told investigators after she and Torres had been drinking and playing hide and seek. She went to sleep and woke up hours later when her phone rang, finding Torres unresponsive. Officials say Torres was zipped inside the suitcase for hours. Number 2. In August 2023, King of Queen actress Lee Remy sued the church and its leader for years of threats and psychological torture. Remy claims that the church's defamation, surveillance, harassment, and intimidation affected her career. In 2024, the civil trial will decide whether cameras will be allowed. Former county administrator Robert Tez is charged with murdering Las Vegas reporter Jeff German. He has chosen to defend himself in court. I don't think anyone represents themselves well. An objective, unbiased advisor is always best. I know you're a lawyer and think you can represent yourself, but don't recommend it. I wouldn't represent myself in a misdemeanor case, especially one that may imprison you for life. German was found stabbed to death outside his home, and investigators released surveillance photos of a suspect and the vehicle of interest. Days later, Tez was arrested in connection to Germ's death. You say you want to represent yourself for 2 months. You and I are not playing games. This is critical. You face first-degree murder charges. You're facing life without parole. You should take it more seriously. Not a game. You cannot play it. As a lawyer, you know, I want to represent myself for 2 months until I can get a new counsel. Want a new lawyer? Yeah, fine. I'll let you get a lawyer later. I cannot, sadly. I prefer self-representation. Number 1. Allen's trial is scheduled for October 2024. One of our most high-profile cases, suspected killer Brian Kohberger, may not be tried in 2024. We are shaken by these deaths, and no arrest will bring back these young students. We think the criminal procedure will bring justice. In 2022, weeks after 4 University of Idaho students were brutally stabbed to death, Kohberger was arrested in Pennsylvania and extradited to Idaho, where he's been held at the LTO County Jail since. Investigators used DNA from a knife sheath left at the crime scene to link him to the case. That was only a taste of the many exciting trials Law & Crime Network will cover in 2024. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for updates.